wanting more can exist quietly for years without changing anything, because it often stays at the level of preference, something that feels appealing in certain moments, but does not consistently influence how you think, what you accept, or how you move through your day. It leaves room for negotiation, for delay, for returning to what is familiar, which is why it can exist alongside a life that remains largely the same. A decision changes that in a very precise way. The moment less is no longer acceptable. Your internal position becomes more defined, and that clarity begins to organize your thinking without needing constant effort. You are no longer evaluating every situation from the same place, because the baseline has shifted, and what once felt tolerable begins to feel inconsistent with the standard you have chosen. That change reduces a significant amount of internal friction. Hesitation often comes from holding two positions at once, wanting something different, while still allowing the current pattern to continue. And that division creates overthinking, second-guessing, and the tendency to move forward and then pull back. When the decision is clear, that conflict begins to dissolve, not because everything becomes easier, but because your direction is no longer in question. Your relationship with yourself begins to adjust as well. You are no longer relating to yourself as someone who might change. You begin relating to yourself as someone who already has, and that influences how you interpret situations, how you respond under pressure, and how you follow through on what matters. Your behavior starts to reflect the decision without needing to rely on motivation. Your attention also begins to reorganize around that standard. You notice different options, you respond differently to the same circumstances, and your choices begin to support the level you have set, often in ways that feel subtle at first, but become more consistent with repetition. What you engage with begins to match what you have decided, and what no longer fits naturally starts to fall away. Wanting more keeps the possibility open. Deciding that less is no longer an option changes how you live, because it influences your thinking, your behavior, and your expectations in a way that gradually brings your external reality in line with the level you have already chosen internally.